Good evening, fans, and welcome to BMC Durfee High School's Mac Aldridge Field for girls Big 3 soccer. This event tonight is between the New Bedford Lady Whalers and your Durfee Lady Hilltoppers. Good sportsmanship is one of the primary goals of interscholastic athletic programs. Our student athletes recognize that judgment calls are made in good faith and that they must abide by the decisions of the officials. Spectators can support their interscholastic program by refraining from derogatory remarks or cheers. We hope that you will enjoy the game and that you will support all participants in a positive, sportsmanlike manner. Let's meet the starting lineups. For the visiting Lady Whalers, the goalkeeper, number 1, sophomore Avery Roderick. Senior captain, number 2, Tiana Francis. Senior captain, number 3, Aaliyah Padilla. Senior number 5, Andrea Sequeira. Senior number 6, Tasha Gaylor. Freshman number 8, Sage Morrow. Junior number 11, Sam Panaco. Freshman number 13, Callista Pacheco. Senior captain number 18, Janice Mendoza. Sophomore number 20, Emily Miranda. And senior captain number 23, Monica Ayers. The Lady Whalers are led by head coach Andrea Noguera. And now for your Durfee Lady Hilltoppers. In goal, senior number 1, Anush Alimian. Senior number 4, Jensen Riley. Senior number 7, Trinity Afonso. Senior captain number 10, Jasmine Montega. Senior number 12, Hannah Alexander. Sophomore number 13, Charlotte Misterato. Senior number 15, Kelsey Whitney. Sophomore number 16, Kyla Lockhart. Senior captain number 19, Madison Bollier. Junior number 22, Samantha Soares. And junior number 23, Catherine Callahan. And the Lady Hilltoppers are led once again by head coach Vanessa D'Souza. At this time, we ask that you please stand and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Good luck to all the players and fans. Enjoy the game.
Top. I'm going down this week. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay, fans, we are just about ready to get things going here. So PA announcements are done. Great to be back with you here at Durfee High School's Mac Aldridge Field for high school sports. Evan Massoud with you for the call on Fred TV. Got a 6 o'clock start here with Big 3 soccer. Always play under the lights. And really, it's our first time back at the stadium since last fall. When we had Thanksgiving football here. So nice to be back at the home field. Durfee sporting black jerseys tonight with white numbers. New Bedford wearing all white with red numbers, so you'll be able to tell them apart. This team, last year's team I should say, Durfee, went on to sweep New Bedford in the season series, and so they're looking to keep it rolling against the Whalers. Both teams, though, in search of their first win on the season. It's been a tough start for both sides. For New Bedford, they lost at Taunton 5-0. They hosted Taunton, lost 5-0. Then they went to Seekonk and lost 5-1. And then they lost to Dighton Rehoboth at home earlier this week, 2-0. That was a very close game, Coach Noguera telling me. So that one really was a much better game than the first two for the Whalers. And for Durfee, pretty close games. They hosted Stang last week, lost 2-1. Went to Somerset, lost 2-0. And then Monday this week, they hosted Cardinal Spellman. They lost 4-1. But two of those goals came in the last about 10 or 15 minutes of play. So again, the score maybe not as indicative of how close the game was. So really, one of the biggest keys to the game for Durfee, at least, is to really play up and, play to feet and get the ball in the offensive zone, get on the attack, and shoot on net. Defense has been pretty solid, and that even goes back to the end of last year. And Coach Vanessa D'Souza told me that the entire starting defense from last year is back this year, which is really a good thing for this team because that was their strength down the stretch 1 year ago. Offense really struggled down the stretch, but it was the defense that kept them in so many games. Some of the last games we did the New Bedford game here, it was 2-0 the win. We did the Brockton game here, it was a scoreless tie. And then they lost to BR, who at the time was, I think, 14-1. And they lost 1-0 on a goal that was kind of a fluke. So the defense really for this Hilltoppers team, Coach D'Souza has them playing well. They seem to understand the scheme and the formations, the job, et cetera, et cetera. It's really the offense that needs to kind of get going, and the same can be said really for New Bedford. Coach Noguera kind of saying the same thing to me pregame, that the defense has been a contributor, and they just need to really work on more shots on goal, and again, playing to feet, control, playing as a team, and sooner or later, the more shots you take on net, they're going to go in. Kind of the same premise with hockey. We say it all the time. Just shoot the puck on net. Sooner or later, it's going to go in. Well, here with soccer, same deal. 40-minute halves we play. And we're about 3 minutes in. So kind of early, though. Last year it took, until almost I think maybe the 13th or 14th game for Durfee to host a Big 3 game. This year they're getting it early, and then they're going to have Brockton on the 25th. So not too far away, about 2 weeks from now, maybe a week and a half or so from now. And then the remaining Big 3 games will be on the road. So kind of flip-flopping from a year ago. Kind of just a gloomy day today. This week's been really weird weather-wise. And
Right now, I mean, we'll take it. It's 69 degrees here at 6 o'clock. Cloudy, kind of a little bit of a mist here and there. It's spotty, but it's one of those days where you're not sure how you want to dress when you know you're going outside for a game. So you could bring a lot of layers or you could dress lighter. You never know till you get here. But 69 degrees is pretty good, and full clouds. A foot race to the ball. It is kicked out of bounds by one of the Whalers defenders. That looks to be Monica Ayers. It is. And with Charlotte Mistorado on her tail feathers there, we're going to see Kelsey Whitney throw in. Targeting the same general area. And it's going to go out on the goal line. Yeah, we opened our coverage last week over at Somerset Berkeley for football, and it was really a good game. I mean, it's a shame Durfee came up on the short end of the stick. I mean, both teams were scoreless till the final 3 minutes when Somerset got their first touchdown, and that was the lone score. It was a 6-0 win for Somerset. But, you know, I know it goes in the books as a loss, but truthfully, I think it was a win for Durfee considering the slew of underclassmen that are on the roster this year, freshmen and sophomores up and down that lineup. And there are some juniors and seniors, but there are a ton of freshmen and sophomores on that varsity football lineup. And, to hold Somerset scoreless for, say, 97% of the game, and to have Somerset score on a drive that was riddled with questionable calls, I'd say that was a pretty good start for the Hilltoppers. It's a shame they didn't come out on the other end of it, but they'll have Taunton this week, so we'll be at Diamond. Diamond's going to host Case, which is always a fun game because Case always brings their A game. And believe it or not, Diamond surprisingly has had some success against the tough Cardinals teams in the past. So really looking forward to getting back to the Harrington Fields for the first time since 2016 because they didn't play at home at all last year. Corner kick, it's still in the air, deflected, and the Whalers going to clear it out. It's actually going to be off the toes and right out of play. That looked like Janice Mendoza, number 18. So we'll see Whitney toss in again. Off the toes, still in the box. Now coming out and back towards midfield. Chasing after it's Tasha Gaylor. Sends it back in the wrong direction. We're going to see Samantha Soares takes a shot on net, and it's going to go just wide. Roderick had it tracked the whole way. She knew it wasn't going to sneak in that corner, but particularly from this angle, if you're not watching the goalkeeper, it always looks like it could go in. Got a little bit of cheer from the crowd. Not a bad crowd on here, late arriving crowd, we'll say that. I mean, literally 15 minutes before game time, there was like nobody here. So we got a good crowd on hand for tonight's game. A couple visitors across the way as well from New Bedford. And New Bedford takes the early lead. The DF ball snuck right through all the defenders, really. Not sure what happened there, but the Whalers sneak one past to Nusha Lemian, and the defense caught everybody napping. And New Bedford on the board here in the first 10 minutes of play. Tough way to start if you're the Hilltoppers. Again, their defense has been quite good, and New Bedford having trouble scoring points, scoring goals. That's a tough one to give up early on here on your home field. Have to work from behind. Some of our other girls' sports off to really good starts here. Field hockey had a win at New Bedford yesterday, 2-1. They are 3-1 on the season to start things off. Same with girls volleyball. They're 3-1 as well. Their most recent win coming against Bishop Conley. So good starts for them, for both of those teams. Of course, with the girls soccer team home, that means the boys are away, so they'll get to host the Big 3 games later in the season. Got a free kick from just outside of midfield, about the 35-yard line, and that's a good kick. Strong kick going right towards the net, and it's smothered by Roderick. A booming kick landing at the 45. And another whistle. And we're going to go the other way here. It looks like the Whalers are going to get themselves a free kick. And it's going to be captain Aaliyah Padilla. Going down to the corner on one hop, Bohemian plays it. Had some help there from Whitney, who was playing back as well. And that's a good kick for her. This is Alemian's first game in goal this season. Kind of joined the team a little bit late, we're told, and so she is in net. And I asked Coach D'Souza, I said, it's going to be strange. It has to be strange seeing somebody other than Shaylin Carrero in net, who played goal basically for 4 years as a starting goalkeeper. She was excellent, and Shay graduated last year. And Coach said Anoush reminds her a lot of Shaylin. So, and of course Anoush is senior, so you know, she knew Shaylin of course as well. So another corner kick for the Hilltoppers. See if they can knot it up here. That one fading backwards away from the net, and the Hilltoppers cannot capitalize. A free kick just outside the box. So one of the Whalers players take a tumble, kind of got tangled, the feet did, with one of the Lady Hilltoppers, and that's going down to the far side. Soares running it down with Sakira behind her. Now she's got to try to clear it out a bit, sending back towards midfield, running out to get it. Coming back this way, Whitney will have it. Takes a shot, and it goes just wide to the left. I like it, though. Again, got to take those shots on net. The strange thing about that New Bedford goal really is that play, for the most part, has been in New Bedford's zone. Really kind of snuck up on the Hilltoppers there about 4 minutes ago.
Come on, Jay, no turn.
Sakira in traffic, has it taken away from her, and then it is kicked out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Hilltoppers. And we'll do it again. That was a good throw, and cleared out by the Whalers. Nice job by their defense. That one sneaks back towards midfield, kicked backwards by Trinity Afonso. Oh, it skips by Brianna Raposo, subbed in moments ago, one of the seniors on the team. Good running throw there from Whitney right to her teammate there, Montega. And she's going to throw in again. Again, Durfee keeping play down here on this left side. The New Bedford defense has had a lot of minutes trying to clear the ball out. And they do clear it that time, going to the far side of the field. Chasing it down is Alexander. She'll send it backwards on one bounce. 3 Hilltoppers swarming into Roderick, but she able to make the play on the bounce, on the one hopper. High pop-up, not going too deep, although it does land in the circle. Nice job cutting in there. Good battle going on for the ball there, and Padilla able to clear it out. Alemian runs out to kick it. That's a great pass, catching Raposo in stride. Working the sidelines here, fighting with Monica Ayers, and Monica sends it out of play to stop play, and Durfee will get to throw in. Whitney's been busy on this sideline as the throw in. Hilltoppers have had some good opportunities. That one coming back. Whitney blocks it and stops it. Pop up. Ooh, almost an offsides there, but still in play. It's going to go out on the goal line. We're going to have a corner kick here. Nice job by the Hilltoppers to let that one go. This will be the 3rd corner kick for Durfee. That's a strong kick again, though, off to the right. A second chance effort sent towards the net. What a block by Roderick. Raposo had it lined up, and the diving Avery Roderick keeps it out and preserves the lead here. Almost halfway through the first half. What a sensational play in net by Roderick. One hopper goes out of play. Ayers will throw in. Dave Souza's got to get out of the way there, trying to get his shot. Almost got clocked. Here's a break for Soares. Gets her feet tangled up, stops, tries to redirect, sends it backwards. Takes a shot on net right into the hands, into the arms of Roderick. That one was deflected, I think, by one of the Whalers on its way. A nice job by Roderick to stay with it. Another good opportunity for Durfee that doesn't go their way. Whitney will throw in. Mr. Otto blocked out Ayers, sent it down the sidelines. Now they get close to the goal line. It goes out of play. It's now a whistle. It's going to be a goal kick. Have a substitution here as Adamari Sierra comes in, sophomore. She switched out for Emily Miranda. Jensen Riley lost it for a moment, heading back towards midfield, and she's giving a bit of a push there to Pacheco. Goes out of play, and Durfee's going to get to throw in. So nice job by the Hilltoppers D to once again redirect the ball, get it back into New Bedford's zone. And a foul right there. Going to be a free kick for the Whalers. Kelsey Whitney talking to one of the officials at midfield. Play resumes. We're halfway through the first half. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV. Big Three girls soccer. New Bedford out to the early lead. They struck in the first 10 minutes. 1-0 over Durfee at the moment, but the Hilltoppers in the last, say, 5 minutes of play have really tested Roderick. Had a corner kick and a couple second chances as well right in the box. Couldn't capitalize. But they have certainly had their chances. Sooner or later, one of these are going to go in. Low line drive, trying to stick the foot out was Misturado. Comes back the other direction, and they were still on. They called an offside on that. You've got to be kidding me.
She took the kick from the box.
That's a horrific call. They had one of the Whalers who was the Whaler who had the goal kick was still about 2 strides down the field from where the two Lady Hilltoppers were, so I'm not sure how you can call that offsides. That was a terrible call. I mean, it's easier. We talked about this with the football game. It's easier when we're back here. We got a wide open view of the game. You're not right on the field in the middle of it all. But, you know, obviously that's why the officials are there. They're in the middle of it all. And some of these calls, they just make you go, huh? And they scratch it, and you scratch your head and you wonder what the heck they're seeing. Because for the Hilltoppers, they had the odd man rush, if you will, and another good opportunity right there that was squandered thanks to the whistle. That was a handball. They saw that one. So Durfee's going to get a free kick here right in the circle. And we got a timeout on the field. So the timeout comes at 18-17. While we have a quick timeout, we just let you know what's going on next for these teams. From here, New Bedford has a Saturday morning game at Old Rochester. Then they get to go home for 3 in a row. They'll host Brockton, Fairhaven, and BR. So tough schedule coming up for them. But Durfee's not necessarily much better. They'll travel to Falmouth over the weekend and then host Dartmouth and BR back here at home before heading to Seekonk on the 21st. That's next Friday. So tough schedule for both teams. A lot of these schools pretty solid in terms of their soccer game. So I mean, BR's like tough across the board, of course. Dartmouth always formidable opponent. I get to see Dartmouth fairly often. I do some games for DCTV up in Dartmouth, so get to see their programs a lot, and they really, former Hilltopper Jeff Caron's the AD over there still, and Dartmouth's got a good program as well. Durfee back on the field, Whalers back on the field. We'll get ready to rewind the clock here. Trinity Afonso is going to do the free kick for us for the Hilltoppers right at about midfield. Good strong kick on one bounce. Roderick makes the play, and another whistle. And we'll have a goal kick. Callahan got a jump there. And a couple fans chirping, asking if she was offsides. Gotta love it. All tied up in the box and sent to the far side. Jensen Riley trying to turn it around and forces it out off of one of the Whalers' defensive units here, defensive players. And so another throw in for the Hilltoppers. Again, have had plenty of chances. That one's kicked out by New Bedford. Should be a corner kick for the Hilltoppers. I said capitalize a couple times in this broadcast, and because that's really the theme here. Coach D'Souza for Durfee saying we need to capitalize on opportunities. Well, Durfee's had plenty of opportunities. They still haven't found the back of the net yet. Meanwhile, again, New Bedford with kind of a fluke goal, I would say. That one, a high booming kick, is going to go well out of play over the net. The opportunities for Durfee have been there, but things not going their way offensively once they get in the box. They've had a couple really good shots on net, and you credit Roderick for making some good stops there in net. But again, look at quick turnaround. Hilltoppers have been quick to the ball, and they have kept, I'd say 85%, maybe 90% of the play has been in New Bedford's zone. That Whalers defense has got to be tired, as their forwards have had very little play up the field in this first half. Little lobber back into the box. Good header, it's going to bounce. And another whistle. And that whistle was on Raposo. It's another kick for the Whalers. Opportunity again for Durfee. Swords takes a shot, a little roller, almost snuck through the legs of Roderick, but she got down enough to keep it in. Little pop-up. And Roderick doesn't get much distance on her drop kicks. Sent back towards the middle of the box. Soares trying to turn it around. She just had that shot on net a moment ago. That looks like Noguera. Oh, my bad. That's Montega. And that's a shot on net. A slow roller that kind of squibbed by Miss Dorado. Down the far side of the field, Whalers, this is the first offensive press really since they scored their goal about 20 minutes ago. And Afonso's gonna kick it from the goal. Good, strong line drive kick. Couple bounces and it goes right to midfield. Whalers kick it back up. Alexander can't clear it out. Now Afonso heading backwards to try to turn it around. Jensen Riley kicks it out of play and the Whalers will throw in. Catherine Callahan with a good kick up the sidelines. Kind of intercepted a bit there by the Whalers.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you exactly. Yeah. All right.
Lobber, Anusha Lemian has it sized up, and that is New Bedford's first shot on goal officially in about literally 20 minutes. We have just over 10 minutes to play in the half. So again, it shows you the control of pace here has really been all Durfee, except for these last couple minutes where New Bedford's kind of pushed the ball up, kind of giving their defense a much needed rest. And that one blocked by Sakara. Raposo trying to force her way through. Coming back here, spun around by Sierra. And it will go out of play. Durfee will throw in. Raposo and Soares coming out for some subs. Kyla Lockhart back into the game, and Bailey Smith, who had been starting in goal until tonight, she's into the game now, number 21. Whitney with a throw down the sidelines. They'll send it back to her, get some space. That was Madison Bullier who sent it back to her. Now Lockhart had a chance, but it was grabbed by Panaco, who sends it back up the field. Afonso clearing it down, and Lockhart has some speed and unfortunately couldn't get to the ball side of it there, and that is kicked out of play on the sidelines, so it'll be a throw-in for Durfee right around the corner. Good strong throw in, gets through a couple Whalers. Nobody back for the Hilltoppers. Now trying to turn it around is Montega, going towards the goal line, and it goes out of play. And Durfee gets a corner kick out of it. Good control by the captain there, Montega. That's a good kick. It's up in the air, headed down, still in play. Oh, it goes over the net. Durfee can't cash in. Some of these chances have been great chances. I mean, they could very easily be up 2 or 3-0 right now. I mean, no word of a lie. We're not exaggerating at all. And some very exciting near misses. Alfonso gets it back to Whitney. Whitney trying to control it, lobs it backwards. It is still in play. Nice job by Bullier to head it back towards the field of play and keep it in. That's going to roll. It's going to roll. Ooh, that's a quick whistle. That was still on the line. It appears it still will be Durfee ball, but that was a real quick whistle. Durfee will throw in. Whitney will do so. Goes over everybody that was on the sidelines. Now Monica Ayers will try to turn it around. That looked like it might have been a handball. No, off the chest again. And now New Bedford will throw in. 8 minutes to play in the half. Still 1-0 in favor of New Bedford. And that'll be Hilltopper's ball. Ayers couldn't get there in time. And that'll keep play down here in New Bedford's zone. That's going out of play, and it'll be New Bedford ball.
I'm going to my school gym. It's free.
Lockhart trying to sneak up. Bullier trying to take it away. Blocked by Callahan, who's on this side of the field now. Hilltoppers we're moving the ball forward there off their heads. Now back to midfield. Alfonso sticks a foot out and jabs it back the other way. A high booming kick by Monica Ayers falls in between the defense. And chasing it down as Hannah Alexander has some pressure on her. And they'll turn it around and hit it out of play. So the Whalers quickly will throw in fairly deep in Durfee's zone. Out of play again.
Not around here.
And down the sideline, so Wales will have to throw in. They'll have to go down to do so, but they'll get to throw it back. Hilltoppers really not letting them get any kind of rhythm offensively. Had some backspin. The ball came backwards and now going to land. Nope, stuck the foot out again. That was Kelsey Whitney. And Anusha Lemian makes the scoop. 5 minutes to play in the half. Trying to get free there was Bailey Smith, kind of getting held back a little bit. Nice move there by Tiana Francis, one of the 4 captains for the Whalers. Little lobber into the box. Anusha Lemian running it down, will kick it out of play. Nice job to clear there. And it's lobbed back the other way again. That one's going out of play. Samantha Soares will come back in for the final 4.5 minutes of the half. As Lockhart comes back out. Lockhart did start the game. That's going to get out of play. No, kept in. Nice footwork by Bullier, trying to turn it back towards the middle. Overshot her teammate there, Soares, just a little bit. Had her breaking forward, but the ball went back. Whitney will throw in. Montega trying to get around everybody. And she gets some room. Again, though, down a little bit too far. That goes out of play, and it'll be a goal kick. Off the head of Bullier, lobbed back towards the box. On a bounce, Soares tries to drop it down. Ayers is there. It's going to go out on the goal line, and this will be a corner kick with 2.5 to play. Yeah, into the side of the net, hooked a little bit too far. So we'll have another goal kick for the Whalers. It's going to be Ayers doing it again. Back towards midfield, and that's going to be a trip on Whitney. Is going down to the turf. One of the Whalers here, I think that was number 6. So that was Tasha Gaylor who went down. We'll have a free kick here. The clock is stopped at the 2 minutes here. So we have less than 2 to play in the half. Alemian comes out, had a little bit of help there from her defense. They were kind of shielding the one Whaler that was on the move. Alemian makes the play. Ooh, that was close to a handball for one of the Hilltoppers. Montega sent it back to Alexander. Alexander could not clear it, and a nice kick around her. Now the Whalers trying to move it up, but it is stopped again. Whitney, oh, the feed. They missed the feed. And Bullier knows it because she slowed up and the ball went kind of up the field a bit. She couldn't get there in time. Try to cut it off, and she does. I mean, good ball movement. Durfee has really moved the ball pretty well. I got to tell you, Coach should be very happy. I mean, I know they've had some opportunities to score and haven't been able to capitalize on it. But, I mean, really, Durfee has controlled the pace of play here this whole half, and that's got to be encouraging. And, you know, if they come out the same way in the second half, I can't see New Bedford's defense being able to keep that up and keep up having to defend, and they're going to get tired sooner or later. So Hilltoppers keep pressing here. They know they have probably about a minute left, maybe a little less. Well, definitely a little less. That's the end of the first half. But it was a exciting first half. The Hilltoppers are down 1-0, but again, really controlled the pace of play through the first 40 minutes of this match. And we'll see if they can come back and maybe put together a little bit more offense, try to sneak one in and at least tie up this game here. We'll have a halftime break. We'll be back with the second half. All right, folks, we've switched sides, and ready to start the second half of play here at Mac Aldridge Field. New Bedford leading Durfee in Big 3 girls soccer 1-0. The Whalers scored that goal within the first 10 minutes of play and have held the lead despite numerous chances for the Hilltoppers. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV for the call of the action. And we are looking to see if the Hilltoppers can catch a break here. Again, they really controlled that first half. 90% of play was in New Bedford's zone. So we'll see if that trend continues or if the Whalers can make some adjustments and try to push the ball forward and force the Hilltoppers to play some defense. They started to do that in the final 5 to 7 minutes of the first half. They had a small period there where they were moving the ball. But other than that, it came right back, and Durfee actually ended up with a corner kick within the last 2 minutes. So, again, they really controlled the ball and controlled the pace, but unfortunately have nothing to show for it. And this may be an opportunity here, but it is kind of squandered by the Whalers defense. That was Sakara, who's been there all game long, very quick to the ball. Trying to clear it and unsuccessful. They'll play it back and kind of reset. The Hilltoppers will. There's Montega trying to turn in, going one-on-one with Tiana Francis. That one going down towards the corner. Rolling, 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 out of play. And a quick whistle here. We'll give a free kick to the Whalers. They've had a lot of those in the match tonight. Good strong kick down the sidelines. And that's going to go down again down the sidelines. That one's going to roll out of play right along, right near the flag. Kind of a short throw in to Francis. Jensen Riley trying to jar it loose, and the Whalers will throw in yet again. And Durfee's going to get it. Barros. Not a clean throw in there. Alexander will throw now for the Hilltoppers. Easy to spot her. The bright orange cleats. And it'll be a goal kick for Roderick in the Whalers. Bailey Smith's trying to move it up. Another offsides call that was questionable. That's twice that the men in yellow have blown the whistle on a Hilltopper charge into the box. Send back towards midfield. Catherine Callahan sends it down the sidelines. It's a foot race. Look at Soares take off for the ball. And it's going to gain her a corner kick. That's some hustle right there. Ran it down and kicked it right off the defender. And the Hilltoppers will get a corner kick. Durfee looking to tie up this game. Still down 1-0. Line drive kick. Kick is open, lobbed. Roderick swats at it and it goes over the net. Gonna be another corner kick. We'll do it again. Hilltoppers kind of scrambling like they weren't ready for it. That one on the ground. Gotta turn it around. No one there. No whistle as one of the Durfee girls went down to the ground there. I think that was Callahan. Didn't look like there was any contact. I think she might have just tripped under her own 2 feet there. Good, strong throw. Targeting Soares the whole time. Gonna turn and center. Anybody there? Not at the moment. Whalers blocked it off there, and now we'll clear it out down the sidelines. Crowd getting a little more into it here. Those last 2 corner kicks, they want to see this game get tied up. And there's a whistle as Alexander goes down, and it'll be a free kick from midfield. And it'll be Trinity Afonso doing the honors. Kind of a wall of players at the 25. She can get it over, and she does. Lobbed in front. There's 3 Hilltoppers after the ball. And it'll be Whalers' ball.
Yeah, it's just fresh, right? Yeah, exactly.
Jensen Riley sending it back to Alexander, who lobbed it. Soares gets it by the defender again. We'll have to cut in. And she does. And that's a kick to the sidelines, and the Hilltoppers will throw it in. Alexander will do so. Hannah Alexander. Right towards the net. Right into the hands of Roderick on 1 bounce. That ball kind of just died too. I don't know, Roderick gets under it, gets good power, and then all of a sudden it just dies. Doesn't get the distance on it. We haven't seen any of her kicks go past midfield. Alexander on the chase here. That one going into Durfee's zone. She'll send it back down the sidelines. Jensen Riley with it. Nice feed to Samantha Soares. Again has a Whaler coming their way, and it goes out of play. Durfee can't catch a break. I got to give New Bedford's defense some credit. Wherever the ball's hit, they are there waiting for it, or at least chasing it down. Nobody home on the throw-in, so Roderick will drop kick it again. 10 minutes gone here in the second half. Still a 1-0 ball game. Trying to turn around with Sierra. Instead, right down the field again. Now back to midfield. Sierra, nice turn around. And Alexander, and now it's going to bounce and go out of play. So the Whalers will throw in Durfee's zone. That's Tiana Francis on the throw in. Alexander kicks it back towards the middle of the field. Trying to settle the ball was Padilla, could not do so. And Riley off the back of Callahan. Now going all the way to the far sidelines. That's Monica Ayres chasing it down. Up the field, onside, and up. Oh, they called it offsides.
Play it back up. Try to go downstairs. Try to go downstairs. Go, Durfee!
That's the third time the Hilltoppers had a break that they got called offsides. And that's the third time the crowd didn't like it. Throw in on the far side by the Hilltoppers. And they're going to do it again. Everybody kind of bunched up. Durfee trying to spread it out a little bit. Jensen Riley gets it over the defender. Again, another chance for the Hilltoppers. The ball is still loose, and it's going to be a corner kick. Durfee forcing that right there. Not giving up and not stopping just because the ball was going out of bounds, and that helped the Hilltoppers earn the corner kick. Trinity Afonso breaking upwards on the backside of everybody else in case the kick goes long. Here it comes. Off the head, Afonso's there for the header back, and oh, it just goes wide. She was there, she had it mapped out, she was ready for it. And the Whalers escape once again. My, oh my, what do you got to do to buy a goal?
Nice pass. Nice try, Jack. Good job.
Whalers will throw in. That went out off of Callahan. After she stopped that goal kick dead in its tracks. We'll hold on the throw in as Panaco comes up the field to throw in. Subbing in for Barros. Durfee getting the ball. Alexander throws in. She's got a good throw. Lockhart into the game now. Very quick to the ball, but can't get there before it goes out of play. And the Whalers will have a kick. And Callahan gets knocked down. Pacheco sends it down the field. 3 Hilltoppers playing back, though, to guard. And right down the sidelines. We sure she's onside that time. Try to set up in front. Lockhart is there, but so is Roderick, who makes the scoop just in time. That was the best kind of open field break and centering pass Durfee's had. Again, Lockhart trailed behind it just maybe 1 stride too few. Now the Whalers on a bit of a press here coming down the field, and they have help in the box, but that one going out of play. Now they'll throw in. Again, both these teams looking for their first wins of the season. Both come in at 0-3. So regardless, someone's going to get that first W tonight. And to get it tonight in the Big 3 game would be very big. Lockhart ran right by. Nice stop there by Panaco. Going back towards center. Lockhart has some speed. Again, another foot race to the ball. She slows up. And now Durfee will throw in. Alexander sends it back into a slew of Whalers, and now that one's going back up the field. Alfonso cuts it off to halt play right in front of Tasha Gaylor, who was breaking down the field, and now she's got the ball here. It goes back out of play once again. Whalers will throw in again. And Durfee will have it. Not really too much strategy, it appears, on the throw-ins there, at least not those last 2 from Panaco. Kind of just got it and just bounced it in on 1 hop. Well, it was kind of misty when we first got here before the game, but even though the clouds stuck around, it turned into a pretty nice night here under the lights. As Afonso with a free kick for the Hilltoppers. That was a good block by Sakara. Now Morrow with it. Back to Francis. Intended for Montega, now sent all the way back down the field, and Alemian's gonna come out to the edge of the box and make the scoop. Number 99, Anusha Lemian. Good, strong kick. Bounces. Hilltoppers breaking one-on-one with the goalie. Can they tie it up? What a block and save by Roderick. Didn't get any elevation on the kick. Played it on the ground, and Roderick smothered it, diving to her right. Durfee's best opportunity to score coming right there at the 19-minute mark of the second half. Kicked out of play at about the 15-yard line, so Durfee will throw in. Coming back here to this side of the field, everybody trailing behind. And the Whalers with a 2-on-1 here now. going out of play. Good job by Afonso to kick it away from Panaco. Kept in. And a whistle. Oh, apparently it didn't stay in. It's going to be a goal kick. Francis turns it around, takes it away from Callahan. Now Alexander takes it away from her, and they'll throw in. And we got a timeout on the field. Halfway through the second half, and play will stop. The Whalers still clinging to the 1-0 lead. The Hilltoppers with a dandy of a chance to tie up this game. And we're not able to, thanks to Roderick's diving stop just moments ago. Players out of the timeout here. We'll await the whistle and the clock will start. And here we go. 19:15 left to play here at Durfee's Mac Aldrich Field, and the Hilltoppers need a goal to tie this up 1-1. They've trailed 1-0 since the 9-minute mark. What a great throw in by Alexander yet again. She has just been outstanding with the throw-ins. And Durfee will keep it again. Ball comes loose and taken away. Centering pass again. One hopper to Roderick. Nobody home. You know, I'm noticing kind of, I mean, it's, aside from the last break that the Hilltoppers had, some of these centering passes, there's not a lot of help right in front. And maybe that might be one of the things to look at, you know, if you're Durfee. I mean, certainly some of them, they've happened kind of spur of the moment, not necessarily planned. And that's a whistle, and that's in the box. I think that's going to be a penalty kick for New Bedford. The push in the back, it is going to be a penalty kick. This could be a major blow to the Lady Hilltoppers tonight. And it's going to be the first real big test for Anusha Lemian. Now here we go. 1-0 Whalers. Durfee coulda, shoulda, woulda tied it up just a few minutes ago. Now a penalty kick for New Bedford here in the late stages of the game. And it's good. Fired on net like a bullet. Oh my gosh, that ball was shot like a cannon. And it is 2-0 Whalers. I believe that was one of the captains there, Aaliyah Padilla. Very difficult to see the numbers as a bunch of the players were surrounding her. But nonetheless, a 2-0 score now for the Whalers. And another Whaler going down to, I'm sorry, that was one of the Hilltoppers going down to the turf. That is Jasmine Montega, one of the captains. Kind of hobbling up. It looks like she's in some pain. Might have maybe rolled an ankle, but she's walking it off. So with just over 15 minutes to play, though, in the game, the Hilltoppers 1-0 deficit that they've nearly evened up on a number of occasions. Now a 2-0 deficit and looking pretty grim. Alemian with the, I'm sorry, that's not Alemian, Roderick with the play. That one was hit on a bounce to her. She's been there all night long, been really strong in net. Just a sophomore for the Whalers. Looks like a seasoned veteran. It's interesting how games play out. You know, Durfee's controlled the pace of play all night long. We've said that. I mean, 90% of the game has been played in New Bedford zone, and yet a couple little breaks have gone New Bedford's way. So they scored early on, and then here late in this second half, a foul committed by the Hilltoppers resulted in the penalty kick, and they made it count, and there you go, 2-0's the score. Other than that, I mean, it's really been all Durfee tonight. They just don't have any points to show for it. That one going right back the other direction. It's like it hit a spring. It bounced right back from where it came from.
Come on, Durfee.
Whalers will throw in now. Far side, now the Hilltoppers will throw in. They're right at midfield. And Whitney will do it again. Been busy working the sidelines. Her and Alexander have been the ones throwing in. Oh, blocked. Had the right idea, but it came right back where it came from. That was Soares on that kick. Couldn't get it to go. Whitney now with it. Trying to move it up the field. Shot on net. It is tipped, and it goes over the net. Hilltoppers will have yet another corner kick coming. I think they'd much rather trade it for a goal that sneaks in. This time from the far corner. They certainly played it right last time. Again, didn't get a goal to show for it, but they had Afonso playing back, and she got the second chance effort. Another lobber. over the net and no good. Sent back towards midfield. Whitney coming up to play it. Again, everybody kind of bunched up right there. Down the field, Afonso loses it off the toe. It's going to kick it back to Alemian, who will send it down the field again towards the sidelines, and it'll go out of play. That one out of play on the goal line. And Afonso will kick it back into play with a goal kick. Down the field. Here's another chance for Durfee. Sneaks by, 2-on-1. Who wants it? They gave up on it. Soares is gonna, couldn't get there. She slowed up, and then so did, looked like Raposo. No, I'm sorry, Raposo is not out on the, she's on the bench. Definitely Soares was there, and man, a great opportunity for Durfee. But a little bit of miscommunication. Alemian comes out, clears it again on her own. Roderick made that play, though, on the other end. Again, kind of a weak kick because of that miscommunication. Good reset. That's going to go long, though. Abigail Long, a freshman, going to come in for the Hilltoppers. Get some playing time as Mr. Otto comes out of the game. Less than 10 to play in regulation. 2-0 New Bedford after the penalty kick late in this second half. Blocked. Alexander chasing it down, and it'll go out of play. And now she'll throw in. Another good one. It goes right to the Whalers, though. Soares is there. Gets by her, and now she's trying to recenter it, and she does. Out of play on the goal line off the Whalers. Another corner kick for the Hilltoppers. That one does not make it to the net, goes out of play on the side of the net. That one out of play off of Jensen Riley, and the Whalers will get to throw in substitution first as Sierra comes back in. Morrow takes a seat. That's number 6, rather. Gaylord takes a seat for the Whalers. That one on the ground, very routine for Roderick. This is a big game for New Bedford because they were held scoreless last year, again swept by Hilltoppers in the 2-game season series. So New Bedford can hang on here. It's just looking more and more likely that will happen. Not only will they have broken a scoreless streak against Durfee, but they will break a losing streak and snap that as well. And that's out of play. Durfee's going to throw in. That's a great throw in, but it's going to go out of play. You know, we look back at this game, Durfee had a lot of chances to score and couldn't capitalize. I think one of the things that at least I'd like to see, and it's something I'm noticing, especially here in the second half, is that everybody's so bunched up on the field. There's not a lot of separation, particularly when you're getting up, you know, towards the net in the box. And, you know, obviously easier said than done. I mean, you have defenders and offensive play, defenders and forwards going at it, you know, all jarring for the ball. But there's got to be a little bit of movement, a little bit of room to move, to be able to try to set something up and set up a pass. There's been a lot of traffic. You have a free kick here. Afonso will do so from a very good spot in the field. Will this get Durfee on the board? It will not. It does not turn back in. Kind of a knuckleball. Very little spin on it. Just floated to the right side. But, you know, again, there's been some difficulty separating, and, you know, it could have to do with player speed. I know that the defenders here playing back for New Bedford definitely have some good speed. Swords is quick for Durfee. Riley is quick for Durfee. But the Whalers defenders have been very quick to the ball as well. Been hard to, and then nobody home. See, Riley kicks it that way, then nobody there. So there was separation that time, but nobody there to help. When I say separation, I mean you got to get away from the defenders. Under 5 minutes to play. Nice job by Alexander to get it out of play, force the Whalers to throw in. Playing the line, now it's come back towards about the 35-yard line. That is Padilla. And it goes to Swords trying to fight her way through, or that was Catherine Callahan, rather. Callahan trying to sneak through. Swords playing up. What a nice job by Callahan to keep that in play.
He took a picture. There was nobody in the picture. It was a blurry picture of half court. It was like, hey, bro, no one wants you to see the picture in the first place.
Alexander with a spin move. Wide open field. Now a Whaler coming in to break it up. Alexander tripped to the ground, and I think they're going to call it on the field rather than a corner. And they are, so that's going to be better than a corner. We're going to have a free kick from right there, it appears. Oh, they're calling it on Alexander.
Of the touchdown.
Yeah, I think I see that.
Old Rochester or Somerset, they do a play-by-play, just go, what did this game that? And they just do a play-by-play.
Go, Kelsey, go!
Panaco down on the ground, a small kick there, a short kick rather. I thought it was going to go down the field a little more. It did not. And Alexander will throw it in as we hit the final 2 minutes here in the game. Down for Soares. Soares trying to get around, cannot. And she'll throw in, or the Hilltoppers will throw in. It's going to be Alexander running up. Lofted back to where it came from, and it's going to go out on the goal line off of Hannah Alexander, who tried to direct it backwards. And another goal kick for Bedford. Oh, stopped, hit right towards, oh, and it cleared out. Hit right towards, that looked like it was Raposo. Oh, that Montega rather, that was Montega. Durfee going to throw in. This one just about over. We have seen a game tonight that's had virtually no stoppage time, which is highly unusual. Back down the field, Soares again, full steam ahead. When she gets moving, she is as quick as they come. Can really gain a lot of ground, big strides. Hilltoppers will throw in. They'll ask Hannah to do it again. Ball loose in front, but nobody back to send it towards the net. That's the ball game. Boy, you got to feel for the Hilltoppers. Frustrating night for them as they lose this one 2-0, but when you control the game and lose 2-0, that's even more heartbreak. That's a real tough one for the Hilltoppers tonight on their home field in their first Big 3 game of the season. They're going to fall to 0-4 overall as New Bedford grabs their first victory in league play and overall. So they're 1-3 and 1-0 in the league. So a tough one again for the Hilltoppers. You know, really, there's some good things to take away from this game, and that is the offense kept the press on and kept play in the opponent's zone, and that's a good thing. I mean, again, there were a lot of opportunities. The problem is, as Coach D'Souza said even before the game, is being able to capitalize on those chances. And really the biggest one that sticks out is that breakaway that should have tied it up, and unfortunately it did not for Durfee. And then just moments later, the penalty kick really sealed the fate of this one. So tough one for Durfee, but they'll bounce back for sure. Again, their schedule coming up, they're going to hit the road. They got Falmouth on Saturday, and the next week they got 2 home games. They'll host Dartmouth and they'll host Bridgewater Rainham. So they'll be back home for 2 in the middle of next week. One is a 4 o'clock, one is a 3:30 start time. The next time that you'll see girls soccer on Fred TV is for more Big 3 girls soccer, which is on Tuesday the 25th. It'll be under the lights once again when the Brockton Lady Boxers come to Fall River. We'll have football on early next week from Diamond because we'll be there for their Week 2 game against Case. For now, Evan Massoud saying enjoy a great weekend.